Hi. Every 45 seconds, a black man enters an elevator, and some stupid white clutches her purse for her dear life. Now, you might not think we notice, but we do. And while you think you're protecting yourself, in actuality, you're provoking a savage attack. The small step to the side, your subtle death grip on your belongings. It makes me want to snatch that purse out of your hands and beat your racist ass to the ground. However, I'm not going to do that. But I'll tell you what I will do.
We are one people, but a people welded from many nations and races. The era of the Great Migration from Europe began about 1820. During the following 70 years, immigrants came from Western and Northern Europe in growing numbers. The earliest waves brought people from Ireland and Great Britain, from Germany and nearby countries. Later, the Scandinavians joined the migration from the north and west of Europe.
They took our job! They took our job! They took your job! They took our job! They took your job! They took your job! They took your job! They took our jobs! They took your job! They took your job! They took your job! Bluebacks are taking our jobs! They took our jobs! They took our jobs! They took our jobs! They took our jobs!
What we do know is that if you look at their wage of those workers who are competing in those kinds of jobs, that wage is definitely lower a few years after the immigrants come in.
There are major benefits to both employers and consumers. In other words, all of us, to the extent that this supply of labor makes it possible to produce certain goods and services more cheaply. All consumers benefit from that. So there are literally hundreds of thousands of employers in this country that have a major stake in continued access to this kind of labor.
How true is it when an American employer or an employer in Georgia says, I cannot find local, native-born workers to do this job?
That American employer, that Georgia employer, is leaving out a very key part of that phrase. He just told you, I cannot find legal or native-born workers to do this job. What I forgot to add was, at the going wage or the wage I'm willing to pay.
In order to become an American, you must be a permanent resident for 3 to 5 years, be able to read, write, and speak English.
You guys think Daddy knows how to speak English?
Yes. Have you ever practiced polygamy?
No.
Be a person of good moral character.
Who is the father of our country?
What is one right for you as citizens?
Pass a civics test.
Isn't that nice? You're all learning your American history together.
So help me God.
And take an oath of allegiance to the United States of America.
Blame all the illegal immigrants for everything. What you need to do is attack their benefits. No free education, no free subsidies, no citizenship, no birthright citizenship. And that would get to the bottom of it, might certain a lot.
We have to have a fence. We have to have enough Border Patrol agents to secure the fence. We have to have a system like E-Verify that employers can use to identify who's here legally and illegally. We have to crack down on employers that hire people that are here illegally. And we have to turn off the magnet of extraordinary government benefits.
But if you say that we should not educate children who have come into our state for no other reason than they've been brought there by no fault of their own, I don't think you have a heart.
A hate crime, attacking people just because they're Latino. If you saw it happen, what would you do?
What? Will anyone come to his rescue? The violence and the victim's battered face are hard to ignore. And yet these witnesses just go about their business.
Goddamn wetback. Watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. going on here? It's illegal. It's illegal.
This guy separates the victim from his attackers, and then he takes on all three of them.
Doing a little cleansing, that's all. Are you serious, dude?
Get involved. A lot of people just walk by, they're a little scared.
Honestly, I have a history of people walking past me when something was going down and nobody doing anything about it, you know, so I never want that to happen to anybody. And if I had to take a couple of, you know, punches or kicks in an effort to, you know, reduce his pain, I'm going to do it.
So if a guy is not as bulked up as you are, what can they do?
Come get me.
It was a Saturday night. My understanding was about 10 to 12, 5 to 12, when the call came into the ambulance company, that there was a man in the street that had been stabbed and was bleeding to death.
Conroy, the defendant who has been charged in this case with murder, took out a knife that he had in his pocket, ran towards Marcelo with his arms extended, and plunged the knife into Marcelo Lucero's chest. This is the knife that killed Marcelo Lucero.
What do you wish more than anything right now?
That my brother would be alive. I wish he could be alive.
Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.